Hello my dear students again, and good morning by the way. We will meet again in a lesson through the internet, through the video. Uh, the lesson is for my third year students. We are in lesson 4. Today we will deal with a new lesson 4. It's about grammar. Today we will study grammar. The present perfect in sequence 4, me and my environment, and it is the last sequence in for the third year students. Okay, so after I upload this video through the electric board for and by the way, this lesson is for the students of Fitya Private School. So please, I advise my dear students, I advise you to concentrate in this video. Take your copybook, open your copybooks, and concentrate and write the lesson. And you need this lesson for the next year, inshallah, for the fourth year, because this lesson is very important. It's about new tense, the present perfect, but it is very easy. Just concentrate and write your lesson. Okay, so as usual, when we deal with the tense, whether it is future simple or past perfect or past simple or present continuous, we will deal with the three parts: the affirmative form, the negative form, and the interrogative form, because you must know this parts. Okay, so I'd like to start with the first part, the affirmative form, and I will give you the form of the verb of the present perfect in a sentence. Okay, so this is the form: has or have plus the past participle of the verb. So has or have it's an auxiliary. Has or have, it is an auxiliary. So has or have, it depends on the subject. Has or have, it depends on the subject. For example, when I said I said I have. When I said she or he, we say she has. We put has. I have, she has, it has. So has or have according to the subject plus the past participle of the verb. And I told you when we start in the first meeting, I told you to learn by heart the list of regular and irregular verbs. They are very important, and you should know the regular and the irregular verbs in order to conjugate a verb. Okay, so has or have plus the past participle of the verb. I will give you an example. She has made a cake. She has made a cake. Here we have the subject she, or a personal pronoun. Has is the auxiliary, so I put has because we have she. He and she, we add has. I and you and we and they, we add have. I have, you have, we have, they have. So she has made a cake. So what is the verb in this sentence? Made is the verb. Made is the verb. Préparer. Préparer in French. So she has made a cake. Here we have she, the subject, and here we have the auxiliary plus the past participle. So made is the past participle of make. Made is the past participle of make. It is an irregular verb. It is irregular verb because to make, made. Here made is irregular verb and the verb doesn't change. Okay, after we will move to the next example. I have finished my work. I have finished my work. Here we have the subject I, and we have the auxiliary, sorry, and finished is the verb. Okay, my work. Here, what is the difference between made and finished? So finished is a regular verb because we add ed to the regular verb. So finished is the past participle of finish. It is a regular verb, and for the regular verbs we always add ed to the verb. So we have regular and irregular verbs. In regular verbs, the verbs are changed, but in the irregular verbs, in the regular verbs, we add ed to the verb. For example, the verb to speak, spoke, spoken. Here, the verb to speak is an irregular verb. We do not have ed. The verb change. Speak, spoke is the past, and spoken is the past participle. For example, the verb to arrive. Arrived, arrived. The past simple is arrived, and the past participle is arrived. So here the verb is regular verb. Okay. Before I move to the next category, to the next part, which is the interrogative form, I'd like to ask a question. I'd like to ask a question and to explain something which is very important. When do we use the present perfect? It is a good question. When do we use the present perfect? So, this tense is used to talk about an experience of life. We use this tense, we use the present perfect tense to talk about an experience of life. What does it mean, an experience of life? An experience of life means something that has done once in our life. For example, a person or anybody else do something once in his life. Just once in his life. For example, here Ahmed has climbed the mountain. Ahmed has climbed the mountain once in his life. Here we have the auxiliary has plus the verb climbed, and it is regular verb. We add ed. My parents have visited Egypt. Here my parents, we add have because when we replace my parents, we use the personal pronoun they. They have visited Egypt. Here we have the auxiliary have plus visited, which is a regular verb. We add ed. So my parents have visited Egypt for the first for once in their life. That's these questions express and clarify the use of the present perfect. Okay, is it clear? Now we move to the next category, or the next part, the negative form. Here in the negative form, what do we have? We have, as usual, has or have the auxiliary plus not, because it is negation, not, plus the past participle of the verb. For example, because negative, something I don't do, have not or has not. For example, I have not seen this cartoon. Here we have not, we have, and plus not plus seen, the past participle of the verb to see, seen. It is irregular verb. See, the verb to see, saw, seen. It is irregular verb, and seen, it is the past participle. I have not seen this cartoon. She has not seen this movie. She has not seen this movie. Here we change. We have with I, and when we have the personal pronoun she, we use has. So has and have, as I told you, it depends on the subject or on the personal pronoun. Note, here we can add never. Do you know never? Never. We can add never, abadan, in Arabic, after the auxiliary have. Okay, here you have to concentrate. Has or have plus never plus the past participle. So here never comes after the auxiliary have, and it is before the past participle. For example, here the verb is affirmative, but the meaning is negative. When I use never plus have, the verb is affirmative, but the meaning of the sentence is negative. How? In order to understand more, I will give you an example. For example, I have never played marbles. The marbles, you know the marbles. It's a game. It's an old game. I have never played marbles. Here we have the auxiliary, and we have never, and we have played, the past participle, irregular verb, the verb to play, played. Marbles. Here the verb I have played is affirmative, but the meaning of the sentence, when I said I have never, jamais, I have never played marbles, here the meaning is negative. Is it clear? So after we have the last part, the interrogative form. Here in the interrogative form we have two types of questions, because the interrogative form, it is a question. So we have two types. We have yes or no questions, and we have WH questions. So we start with yes or no questions. The form is has or have plus a subject plus the past participle of the verb plus question mark. For example, has he finished his homework? Here it is an interrogative sentence, and it is yes or no. Has he finished his homework? The answer is yes, he has, or no, he has not. Has he finished his homework? So the sentence in the interrogative starts with has, with the auxiliary, after the subject he, and after the verb finished, the past participle of the verb. And by the end we have here the question mark. WH questions, we have WH questions, and plus has or have, plus past participle, plus the subject, plus the past participle, plus question mark. Okay, because here we are asking, when in the WH question, we are asking about the subject, we are asking about something. For example, where have you put the book? Where have you put the book? The book. Here we have where, it is the WH questions. Have, it is the auxiliary, and after you is the subject, and after put, it is irregular verb, put, after the object of the question, which is called the book, and the question mark. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you very much. In order to consolidate your lesson, after I will upload it in the electric board, and I will provide you with more with many activities, with one or two activities, in order to understand. So thank you very much for your attention, and see you, and goodbye.